Hello and welcome to another chapter of my university experience. So, in this chapter I'm going to be talking about pretty much the entirety of February and round about the middle of March. So we've had quite a lot of assessments come to an end now, but everything's been happening at once. Like, everything is insane, especially round about the end of February to mid-March. Because a lot has happened, both uni-related and not uni-related. And of course it's in my nature to document it all here. So the first thing I'm going to start off with, my favourite event from February and this year in general so far. So on the 7th of February, which was a Wednesday, so no lessons, I got some work done and I treated myself to a burrito. I was really looking forward to the evening because about a week beforehand I saw that on Eventbrite, there was an event where the showrunner of Doctor Who, Russell T Davies, the god himself, was going to be at a masterclass. Now, I asked my class if people wanted to go, and quite a few of us went. I'd always wanted to go and meet Russell T Davies, to sort of fangirl over him. So I booked a ticket. And over the weekend, I grabbed some of my old Doctor Who DVDs. I think I still got it. I got another one in the drawer, I think. Here's another one I got. The one you see on the shelf up there was the very first DVD I ever bought of Doctor Who. So I brought it with me and I was ready for the day. So we met outside the uni for 6. And then now, I'm meeting up with some people from my class. I'm actually outside uni at the moment because we're going to go see Russell T Davies. He's talking about like his life and how he comes up with the career ideas for shows and stuff. I'm hoping I can get his autograph. In an ideal, perfect, beautiful world, I would get his autograph, but you never know. Even if I don't, then actually going to see him will have been interesting. So there we go. I'll let you know. I was there for like 20 minutes early because I was buzzing and our group slowly began to form. The event didn't begin until 7 and it was a 10-minute walk, but I know what Doctor Who fans are like. I know exactly what we're like. It takes one to know one. People will want to be there early for good seats, although to be fair you can say that about any event. But anyway, we arrived at the place for 6:30ish. And we had decent seats. They were quite close to the front. There were loads of people that had to sit all the way at the very back because they got here on time. We were like 3 rows in, which is really good. I couldn't have asked for more, to be honest. So I'm still very happy with that. Once everyone was in their seats, I took us a lovely group photo. I love a good photo. I love that Christian wore his TARDIS hoodie too. It was very fitting. Now, Doctor Who fans are often looked upon as geeky, cringy and nerdy. We are, and we thrive on that. It's much more fun that way, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Right? So yeah, we're all sat down, waiting for things, and eventually the god of Doctor Who enters the room. I had never got what it was like to be a fangirl until now, though. It was my first time meeting a proper celebrity since Jagger and Woody from Heart Radio back in 2018. This was for cancer research. I did the run. I did the marathon thing. I wore my glasses, so I would have a chance at seeing him. I took a duo stalker-ish photo because I still couldn't believe I was in the same room with him. It was like, I'm in the same room with him. Look how happy I was in this. Oh my god. The event happens and he talks about his processes and his career and all the stuff he's done, how it goes about what he does, etc. I think so the whole time I was sort of like at him until the end when there's a Q&A. Now, I didn't get to ask a question because there were loads in the room, which was fair enough. Okay. I knew what question I would have asked though. My question I would have asked him was, you'd have to be into Doctor Who to get this, but back when you had cast Ncuti Gatwa, but before it was announced, there was loads of speculation about who the Doctor would be. What was it like to hear some of the names? Because there were loads of names that were going to be that were called. But yeah, but I couldn't ask it because I wasn't chosen, but there we go. After the Q&A, Russell walks out of the room and people begin to go. Now I was worrying at this point, it's like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to get my DVD signed. Because all these people had left the room and were out. We'd left the building. I was a bit like, okay, I guess I'm not going to get his autograph. That's it. I'm miserable. And then Christian comes out of the blue and says, look, there he is! I turn around and there he was! I went towards him, and no one else was going to do this, right? But I went towards him, and I got to him quite slowly, feeling like a lowly peasant asking Poseidon not to flood his garden. Slight exaggeration there, but then again, no, it wasn't. So I go up to him and I ask him, excuse me, could you sign my DVD for me, please? And he does! He signed it! You can see it up there, he signed it. Ah! Now, time stopped when he was signing it. Or maybe I just stayed a bit longer in awkward silence. I don't know. But it's more realistic. I think it's more realistic that time on Earth just froze for everyone at that very moment. But I got it signed. I'm very happy about this. Actually, I'll keep this with me, actually. And then some people go and take photos with him. Some of us in our group go, which for me was just astronomically lucky, because I thought being able to just say hello to him would be pushing my luck as it was. But to get his autograph and a photo with him, this was one of the happiest times of my life. That's quite sad, but it was still one of the happiest moments in my life. I don't think they will mind me showing these pictures, but me, Christian and Henry had photos with him. The others didn't. I don't know. I don't think. But yeah, I was ecstatic. Like, my jaw then. Anyway, after the event, we went to Wetherspoons for drinks and some food. I had a curry and a Coke. I didn't dare put my DVD in my bag in case the autograph smudged or something. I kept it out on the table. And of course, we took a lovely group photo. This was a brilliant night out, and I didn't have to spend loads of money either. The event itself, the masterclass with Russell, was free. All I paid for was the marker pen for the autograph, my Wetherspoons food, and my drink. This night is a memory I will never forget. It was so good. And one of my favourite days of my life. And go back up. There we go. Next, I want to talk about Pancake Day. Now, I wanted to have a go at making my own pancakes using some mix and the instructions. And I did record this process, and I'll let you watch it. Just finished my lesson for the day. I'm going to try and cook some pancakes because it's Pancake Day. I got the sunflower oil, I got the pancake batter. I also got store-bought pancakes in case things go wrong. Let's see how it goes. I am following this religiously because I ain't got a clue. No, I put the lid on properly. There we go. It says to shake it now. I'm not sure for how long, but I'm assuming that should be enough. I'm going to go wash my hands. So I've coated my frying pan in vegetable oil, as it says to do on the box. Now we've got to pour enough to make it. Oh, that's a bit lumpy, isn't it? That's a bit shit. Fucking hell! So this first one is fucked. Turns out I didn't mix it properly, the mix and the water. So I'm just going to cook this, see if I can redeem it, otherwise it's going to be the store-bought pancakes for me. I'm sorry, but that is the saddest pancake I have ever seen. I mean, it's my first attempt. It looks more like a scrambled egg at this point. I'll keep you updated. There's hope yet. I mean, it started looking out pretty bad, and this is not going to be the most aesthetically pleasing pancake, but then this is coming from someone who eats mayo and beans. But I think this is actually going to work. Ooh. I'll let you know if it gets any better, but I cooked my own pancakes. I wasn't able to do it very well. I bought Co-op batter mix, and I just followed the instructions on that. Ignore all this, that's not mine. None of that is mine. But yeah, tastes alright, I think. I'll let you know if I get food poisoning. Update, but by the way, all this rendios are mine. All that's mine is this plate, that pan, those pancakes in case things go wrong, the mix, and that, right? Now, my pancakes aren't actually going that bad. I mean, they're in pieces, and they're a little bit burnt, but that's to make sure that they are actually cooked, right? But generally, my pancakes are actually going right. Like, they're edible, they're just not whole. It's going quite well. So that mix makes 4 pancakes, and I'm happy with eating 4 pancakes on Pancake Day. This is my last one. I have to put it all in the rest of the pan. Even if it looks somewhat like a pancake, I'll be happy. But I'm very happy with these, though. I mean, they are perfectly edible. A little bit burnt in places, but generally alright, I think. Let's do the actual taste test, shall we? Yeah, they're perfectly edible. They're just really small. This one turned out alright, pretty much. I mean, it ripped a little bit, but that is more of a pancake than these. They're very nice. I've tried a few of the pieces. They are actually genuinely edible. Right? Bit burnt in places, but it's fine. That, I would say that this has been a success. So we did it. Time for the ultimate taste test. I put some syrup on there. Now they are all in small pieces. But generally, I would say this has been a success. Happy Pancake Day. Now let's get on to talking about university, as in the university experience. So all of the major things that we've been doing at the moment are our research portfolio, where we have to discuss 3 out of 5 things that we did, because we did one aspect of it per lesson, for 5 lessons. We had, well, back then, we had our device piece that we had to make by mid-March. More on that later. We had 2 theatre reviews to do, a PowerPoint about a play that we chose, and then another PowerPoint due 2/3 into March, where we had to do a monologue relevant to the acting for camera module. Now, I'm not complaining about the fact there's loads of work to do. I'm prepared to do the work because it's university and I want my degree. But I am complaining about the fact that all of the work, all of these assessments and monologues and courseworks and stuff and portfolios and stuff are all being done pretty much at the same time. Like, it was insane. It was crazy, but we got it done. Almost all. More on that later. The first thing was our portfolio. During our research-based lessons, if you were in everyone, as I just said, then you had 5 things. You had to choose 3 of them to talk about in your portfolio. Now, I don't know how to describe this easily, each of the 5 things, so I'm not going to. But those 5 things are like photos or videos of things that we did during the lesson, and we have to use 3 of them to make a portfolio. We have to find a common link between these 3 and answer how they help you as a researcher or something. I think it was that. Yeah. Marked out of content and creativity, I did a PowerPoint, but my question was all about how education can be a subjective experience. I wouldn't imagine me doing a topic like that. If you told me I'd be doing something like that. But yeah, and all about how people learn in different ways. So I did a PowerPoint that was accessible for more people. Instead of just a boring read off the slides PowerPoint, mine did have all the words on it, like normal, but was also available in video or audio format, both in English and Welsh. Mostly all Welsh, because I'm not totally fluent in Welsh. But the fact I tried it's the concept. Try the concept, show the concept of what you would do, demonstrate how you would do it, and demonstrate the creativity aspect of it, because that's how I would have benefited from more accessible things during my education. I would have loved to have had videos to watch. During the COVID years I did, but not before then. We had to submit these by the 1st of March, right? Which I did, because all of the videos and audios on the PowerPoint were too damn big. The file for it was too big. I had to email it to the lecturer and write on the submission site that I emailed it to the lecturer. To be fair though, with all those videos and audios on that PowerPoint file, it was like half a gigabyte, so quite a busy PowerPoint there. The next thing we had to focus on is our group PowerPoint, where we had to choose a play and talk about it and how we would perform it for a modern day audience. We've had about a month to do this, but it was easier said than done given the circumstances. I'm not going to sit online to keep myself safe. But I was in a group of 4, but one of the people didn't show up for loads of the lessons for whatever reason. We don't know the reason, so I'm not going to judge. Right? Not judging. Meaning that it was affecting what we could get done, and as a result it would, if we didn't do anything about it, would affect our grade, our mark. So our lecturers noticed this and they dropped the person from our group. Now we were able to get work done consistently. It was easy. Now, it's easy enough for everyone to make their own slides in their own time at home or something. Right? That's fine, that's easy enough to do. But it's harder to practice as a group when people don't live nearby. You know, I live in accommodation during the week. But if you're commuting, because I was commuting for the first month of uni, and I still sort of do at the start of the week, because on a Monday I'll bring in all my clothes and my bag and stuff, and on the end of the week, on a Friday, I'll bring it all back home. But if you're at the mercy of public transport every single day, then you've got to prioritise that. I know I would. Also, it takes me about 2 hours to get from here, roughly uni, to my house via train and bus, or vice versa. I wouldn't want to be out for 5 to 6 hours just for a rehearsal if we didn't have anything else on the day. 2 hours to get there, 1 to 2 hours of work, and 2 hours to go back home. But people do, and you know, we do what we can. I've got nothing but respect for the commuters that do that. Honestly, nothing but respect. The best thing we can do, or what we could do, gotta try and flip between past and present, is just do what we can and spend time as much as we can practicing. As we were a smaller group, we made stuff work. We were a good team. Everyone plays their part and it was a success. We had loads of good ideas. Our PowerPoint was a week ago, yeah. So I can now update you on this because it was last Tuesday. On this day, a week ago, we had our Greek theatre lesson. We had to go to our assessment PowerPoint lesson. Shumai, so today is the 5th of March. We've got our lovely presentation / performance thing we got to do. We've done what we can with it. I think as a group we're happy with it now. We had to change quite a bit of it because there was an incident with something with one of the people, but it's fine. We've done quite a bit. We know what we're doing, confident with it, we've had loads of time to go over it. Am I nervous? That's normal though. I noticed my cheeks are really red, which is a telltale sign that I'm a bit nervous, but there we go. We're going to get through it. We always do. At the end of the day, it's a PowerPoint. You know, one of many things that we're graded out of. And we know what we're doing. That's all I can really think. And just one thing less to do, so we can focus on the rest of the stuff coming up this and next week. We had about 30 minutes to practice and my group were ready. Now we've tried really hard to make this work and I thought that we had done a good job. Right, this is all before we've performed it. So we all gathered back into the room and we were told that my group were third. We watched the two before us and then we go up. We had to set our stuff up, but whereas before the other groups were just sat in front of us, we had ours in traverse, meaning that the audience, so if we're performing here, the PowerPoint's behind me, the audience were to the left and to the right of us. So we had like a catwalk sort of stage. We had puppets for hours, a pig and a cow. Someone in the group has the cow one because the main characters in the play that we chose act like a pig and a cow. Our performance went amazingly, I think. Ours was not as informative as the others in terms of info, like costumes and all that, but ours was the funniest, I think, because we had loads of laughs during ours. The whole class were laughing. It was detailed, but we went for a creative side, because I had to play a misogynistic, mental old pig of a man, overruling a land with his equally as grim wife, ruining the lives of peasants. Because it's uni work, I can't show you it apart from a photo. But I'm going to give you the absolutely impossible task of imagining me in such a way. After our performance, we had to answer a question as a group from our lecturer, which we did seamlessly, because you don't know what it's going to be until you're on the spot. There's something quite scary yet exciting about that, because if you can't answer it, then you look crap in front of everyone. But it's fun to see if you can do it. It's like, what do you think about this? And you've got to think of it on the spot. I think that's right because of that. And then all of our group contributed to this question. It went really smooth, and we were very successful as a group. Also, quick little side tangent here. I was completely bamboozled by one of the groups who had set up this elaborate yet devious scheme to set up a fake Instagram account and message us in the class about Christianity and sin and all that bollocks. I thought it was just a religious nutter that one of my friends was also friends with. But no! It turns out it was all part of their bloody PowerPoint to show how gullible people could be. Because the play that they chose was about that, and you had to show it in a creative way. Then it's all wrapped around their metaphorical group finger. I've sent photos of screenshots of that, asking in the class who this person was, and inadvertently had helped their cause by promoting this non-existent geezer. When it was revealed and they were performing, it's like, you might have got a text from this bloke. It was planned. I was so shocked, absolutely taken away. My mouth was like wide open. I leaned forward in my seat. I couldn't believe it. I was looking at this group with the hugest of grins on their faces, like, we got you. Yeah, we got you. They didn't do that, but it's pretty much like that. And I was just there at the most disbelief in the class. It was like, what? I thoroughly enjoyed the thing. It was a nice little plot twist, but oh my god, I did not expect that. And then afterwards, we had to do a thing where each group member had to rank everyone but themselves in their group from 5 to 1. 5 being that they put in the most effort, 1 barely any. Now, I don't remember exactly the system, but if the average you got was 5, you had 2 points added. If you had 4 overall, you got an extra mark. A point is a mark. So 2 points for 5 marks, 1 point for 4 marks. 3 probably didn't change your mark. If you had an average of 2, that took a mark off. And if you had an average of 1, that took off 2 marks, which really scared me. Imagine about being in a good/decent group of 5, and you've got to mark 3 of them so that they don't get a mark, or that they lose marks. That's terrifying. Now, admittedly, the teacher takes the average from the group, but still! You couldn't rank yourself, although I've just said that. But yeah, my group was a group of 3, and we all banded together to create a really funny piece that we all agreed was very successful. We had laughs from the class, we covered all the info, people remembered ours, hopefully, and it was really fun to do, because we were told to enjoy it as well, so yeah. Both of my team members pulled their weight and were amazing. I had to choose 1 to be marked out of 5 and 1 to be marked out of 4. Which I did. I'm not going to say who I did. But, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail about where we marked each other. I'm also not going to go into much detail about the reviews we have to do. But on the 15th and 29th of February, we went to see 2 performances. The first one was called Feral Monster, which was it was enjoyable, it was good. A decent performance. And the second one was a weird one, because it was this actress talking, talking about her life. I don't know how they identified, but they talked about how they never fit in with dancing, singing, and poems. The start of the show was weird though, because you're encouraged to look around all this stuff, so like tapestries and stuff from your personal life all around the room, and then in one spot was a box of labels. You were told to pick one of them at random with your eyes closed. I don't remember what I initially picked, but Henry picked the racist one and put it on me. Like, every single label apart from racist was small, so it was like pretty about that big, right? Racist, it was like that. It was huge. At some point during the show, the woman who's performing it sees that I've got the racist label on and asks me if I want to swap and gives me a difficult label instead. Because the whole play is sort of like how labels can influence you, I think. But yeah. So what was the point in the racist label then? If you're just going to hide that label? I mean, I'm not racist. I do not identify as a racist at all. I merely kept it on for comedic value. But they were barely used in the audience, so there's no point in the labels. But anyway, it was a unique performance, certainly unique, and we had to do a review on this, which is going to be hard, or was hard actually, because it was staged in like a performance room, and there was no clear plot, so it was quite a struggle. But I managed to do it. I'm sent it off to my lecturer. I've done the Feral Monsters review. I was reluctant, but I also did the second review because I've got more than enough to do as it is at the moment. Which, that was my 6th review that I've done overall this year. And we need 5 by the end of the year. Right? There are 7 altogether, but I didn't do one of them for some reason. I don't remember why. But I've got 6. So, and there's also still more opportunities to have more reviews. Not only have I done all of my theatre reviews, but I've updated them with the notes given to me by my lecturer. Since after Christmas, we had been working on our Greek theatre performances. Our story is the tale of Orpheus and his journey to the underworld to get his wife back, but he fails. We have made loads of progress on this, we have. Our group has been making loads of progress. I'm on photo duty, so I'm taking photos of everything, and I got us the baby heads, which are actually in this corner, right by here, which we have since prepared, it's been fun to do, been planning and all that. Yeah, on the 20th of February, we were ripping off the heads and limbs of so many babies that I felt like Sid from Toy Story. We got a lot of fun looks as we dismembered and tore the limbs off these baby dolls. And I still get funny looks bringing what is essentially a bag of dead baby bits to and from my accommodation. I'm just the normal dude going to uni in somewhat smart clothes, carrying a bag of cloaks, baby heads, white masks, and myself. I love it though. It makes me laugh. Our piece is going strong at the moment. Our script is now finalised. Yes, that's now finalised. We're doing quite well. We've got a few technical glitches going on for reasons I'm not going to say live or during this video. But yeah, and Belle got this amazing sounding music that we can play during our performance now, and it's so creepy. And yeah, I do believe that our group, I believed ironically that our group was one of the most ahead of the others. We had been working on it as a group, meeting up to twice a week generally, once as a lesson and once as a bonus rehearsal, but things didn't work out for reasons I can't say in the video, and we've had an extension on this for after Easter, so yeah. But finally we got our acting for camera module, which I think I'll elaborate more next video because there's not much to say about it here. we have to make a PowerPoint and a monologue to learn by next Thursday, which is the 7th of March, or a week ago, no, 5 days ago even, from when I record this now. Next, I want to talk about my driving lessons. I hate learning to drive, it scares me, I stress out about it, it's making my bank account cry, and it's the hour/hour and a half a week that I constantly dread. I would not look forward to the lessons because I would panic. I have had 52 lessons at the moment, which is bloody expensive. I generally know how to drive, and I could do in an emergency hypothetically. But I panic, and I get things wrong when I panic, and it's the most challenging thing I have ever had to do in my life so far, out of anything, and I mean that. But yeah, during our last driving lesson that I've had as of recording this, my instructor told me to pull over somewhere, and we talked about things in general, like relevant to driving obviously, lesson-wise, and he suggested that I try automatic because of mistakes I make when I get nervous. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I haven't had my first automatic lesson yet, right? Because as of writing this, that was about a week and a half ago. I hadn't been able to book a lesson with an automatic instructor, but the week in which I didn't have a driving lesson was so good. I didn't have to worry about rushing back in time. But yeah, I have since got an automatic instructor. My first lesson is this Friday, so I'm hoping I can pass soon. I really want to pass because I hate it. I hate learning. Plus, I was busy all week last week, so it would have been a nightmare to have fit in. But yeah, I start this Friday, automatic, so I'm hoping it's a lot easier now. But whatever happens, university comes first, no matter what, and I mean that. University will always come first. And finally, for this video, I want to talk about TechniQuest. On the 21st of February, I went to TechniQuest, where I thoroughly enjoyed all it had to offer. I was bored on this Wednesday, and I decided to see what I could do in Cardiff when I saw this place come up on Google Maps. I bought a ticket, and I spent a good few hours there. There was all sorts of sciencey, fancy stuff there that you could do and look at and try and all that. Because there was so much, I'm just going to play all the little vlogs and photos I took and describe them to save me repeating the same things twice. That's enough for me. 30 odd seconds. Those arms look a bit like me on a night out, or flailing around. Add a few more drinks into the mix. And that's a bit more accurate. Right, I know my driving's a bit shit and all, but I'm turning the wheel and the car's not moving. What? Oh, alright. Why is it reversed? Sugar. Ah! Can't drive. I just killed the sheep. I remember I came here with primary school when I was really little. I think it was like 10 at the time we reviewed Techniquest. So I thought I'd revisit memory lane. I remember this being here. I loved it at the time. I loved it at the time. So that covers part 10 of my university experience year 1. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Have a good day. Don't forget to drink hot chocolate. Stay safe. I know you can't actually see this, but I want to show you something real quick. Because of the lights in this room, I've actually got that here blocking out the light. It's a phone holder with a pen in it, so then if I put it in such a way, I mean there's the little thing you can see this, I'm doing it correctly, but it's been blocking out the light, although I couldn't do it for this one, so I had to sort of angle that. But I did. There we go. Yeah, that's all I've got to say for part 10. Bye for now. Ciao for now. Shemai, so today is the 27th of February. Everything's happening all at once. Like, we've got loads to do round about to the middle of March. Right? But as soon as we've done it all, we've got 2 months and we've got like literally 2 things to do, and that's it. Everything's happening all at once. Like now, at the end of the week, we've got a portfolio doing for one of our lessons. Okay. Yesterday we had a theatre review to do. We've got our devised Greek performance due in about 2 weeks, and we've got a PowerPoint that we're going to present next week. Why is everything happening all at once? Why can't we spread all this out in like to have a decent amount of time for everything instead of cramming everything into like a few weeks? Because it's stressing me out, especially because for the PowerPoint thing, there's things we can't even talk about because reasons I'm not going to go into here. But like, everything's all at once. Shemai, so today is the 29th of February. As I probably look, I look quite tired. Yesterday was Wednesday, we didn't have any lessons, but I spent the whole day on catching up on stuff. I didn't go to sleep until about 4:30 in the morning. Now it's about 11:30, it's not about 10:30 even-ish. We've got some work to do because on Tuesday we have our assessment, so we're going to go over some of the stuff. Plus a few other things. So there's a lot to do at the moment, but we'll get through it. We always do. So let me teach you something about our horrible scheduling plan for our history assessments. Little reference to Invuga. So tomorrow we've got a lovely assessment where we're going to do a PowerPoint. It's not just a PowerPoint, but it is, but it's not, but it is, but it's not. A little performance, it's weird. Then 2 days after, we've got to have written and made a monologue and learned it off by heart in advance. So that's going to be fun. So I'll have 2 days to learn that. And then Thursday to Tuesday, for 5 days, 5 days, we've got to have our big performances ready for our Greek theatre module. Everything's crammed into one. It is insane. If I keys. But yeah, I'm slightly dreading it. I'm not gonna lie. But we'll get through. because we always do. But yeah, why do you think so crammed into one? Shemai, so today is the 11th of March. It's a Monday. We had our first lesson. It was our research-based lessons, which were quite interesting. We went outside and acting there next to this canal bridge place, which was really cool. Then after that, we had normally it would be our acting history lessons, but we've done them. We are learning how to edit because we're going to make a video essay at some point. That's going to be fun. I'm quite good at editing on my phone. Not so much on Premiere Pro, but there we go. But some of my A-level work I did on my phone and I got an A, so I'm just saying. I was going to have one of my rehearsals for my short film I got myself into, but the director isn't available anymore. But yeah, it's been quite a busy day. I'm quite tired. And yeah. Shumai, so today is the 11th of March. We had our first lesson as we normally do, but we were outside today and that was quite fun. We had quite a lot of laughs acting outside next to this like canal and this bridge place, which was nice. And then afterwards we had, it would be a history lesson, but we were learning to edit because our next thing for that module is a video essay. So we did that. And afterwards, most of my group, one had to go and help another group, and that was totally fine. The other, anyway, so we were planning for that, because we were meant to do it tomorrow. We can't do it tomorrow for reasons I can't put online. So that's a bit annoying, so now it's going to be like, long after Easter. So we've got to do that. So it's been pushed quite back in terms of priority, but we just... yeah, there's a lot to think of at the moment and it's all bubbling around in my brain and I haven't had time to plan it all out yet to make it make sense.